Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the world of maritime engineering to talk about one of the giants of the sea, the Vale Beijing. This ship isn't just another bulk carrier. It's a floating steel giant, a marvel of modern naval architecture, and a record holder in its class. So if you're someone who's fascinated by mega machines or the complex world of international shipping, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. First, let's talk about the most impressive feature of the Vale Beijing, its sheer size and capacity. This monster vessel has a deadweight tonnage of 404,389 metric tons. That makes it one of the largest bulk carriers ever built in terms of deadweight capacity. Designed specifically to carry massive volumes of iron ore from Brazil to China, it is part of a new generation of ships often referred to as Valemax vessels, named after the Brazilian mining giant Vale. These ships were developed to improve efficiency in transporting iron ore over long distances, while also aiming to reduce emissions per ton carried, an important factor in today's increasingly eco-conscious logistics industry. Built in 2011 by Jiangsu Rongsheng Heavy Industries in China, the Vale Beijing is a staggering 362 meters in length, that's longer than 3 football fields put together. It measures 65 meters across and has a draft of about 23 meters when fully loaded. To give you a sense of scale, it can carry enough iron ore to build almost 3,000 Eiffel Towers in a single trip. That's not just large, that's monumental. It operates mostly on long-haul routes between South America and Asia, primarily shipping iron ore from Brazil to major Chinese ports like Qingdao and Ningbo. Let's now move into what this ship looks like, both inside and out. Starting with the exterior, the Vale Beijing is a classic bulk carrier in design but scaled up to the extreme. From a distance, it looks like a floating fortress. Its hull is built from ultra-high tensile steel, reinforced to handle the incredible weight it carries in the harsh conditions of the open ocean. The deck is largely flat and houses several massive cargo holds, 7 in total, that span almost the entire length of the ship. Each of these holds is covered with hydraulically operated hatch covers that open like giant steel pedals when loading or unloading cargo. In terms of paint and exterior finishing, the ship is coated with a specialized marine-grade anti-corrosion system and eco-friendly anti-fouling paint that helps reduce drag and save fuel. You'll often see the lower part of the hull painted in red oxide and the upper in black or navy blue, a design that helps differentiate the waterline when it's fully loaded. Now, let's take a quick look at the engine room and the power plant of this beast. The Vale Beijing is powered by a MAN B&W 7S80Me C8 low-speed diesel engine, a massive and highly efficient machine that delivers around 30,000 kilowatts of power. That's enough to move this steel giant at a cruising speed of around 15 knots. While that may not sound very fast, keep in mind the scale. The fuel efficiency per ton of cargo is actually much better than most smaller vessels. These newer Valemax ships, including Vale Beijing, are also built with a focus on environmental compliance. They meet IMO Tier 2 standards and were designed to reduce carbon emissions by up to 35% per ton compared to older vessels. Now let's talk about the interior, which is something most people don't usually consider when it comes to bulk carriers. Although cargo ships are not designed with luxury in mind, the Vale Beijing still provides decent accommodations for its crew of around 23 people. The living quarters are located in the stern superstructure. They include private cabins, a mess hall, a small gym, and recreational areas like a lounge with satellite TV and internet access. Safety is a top priority, so the ship is equipped with state-of-the-art navigation and communication systems, including radar, ECDIS, GPS, ICE, and more. There's also a bridge that offers a panoramic view of the open sea, packed with modern instruments to assist with global navigation. The automation level on this ship is very high, reducing the workload for the crew and making the voyage smoother and safer. There are fire suppression systems, emergency power backups, and automated ballast systems to help manage stability. Let's shift gears and talk performance. In terms of operational capability, the Vale Beijing was built for long-haul endurance. It can travel over 20,000 kilometers without needing to refuel, making it ideal for transoceanic routes like Brazil to China. It can complete this route in roughly 45 days, depending on weather and port schedules. Unloading takes place through giant shore-based unloaders that can empty the ship in less than 2 days, a feat considering the sheer amount of ore it carries. Now, what about the price? When it was built in 2011, each Valemax ship cost around $110 to $120 million USD. These days, with inflation, advancements in tech, and environmental compliance requirements, a similar ship might cost closer to $150 million or more. It's a major investment, but for a company like Vale, it makes perfect economic sense. One trip by a Valemax can deliver enough iron ore to supply an entire steel plant for months, and with fewer trips needed, the per-ton transport cost drops significantly. It's all about scale, efficiency, and return on investment. But it hasn't been all smooth sailing. When the Vale Beijing was first launched, it experienced a structural failure near the port of Ponta da Madeira in Brazil during its first loading operation. Cracks were discovered in the ballast tanks, which led to concerns over structural integrity. This incident led to temporary restrictions on Valemax vessels entering Chinese ports. However, after thorough inspections, redesigns, and reinforcements, the ship was repaired and resumed service. Today, Vale Beijing continues to operate reliably and is part of a fleet that is reshaping global shipping routes and supply chains. To wrap things up, the Vale Beijing is a powerhouse of efficiency, size, and modern maritime design. It may not have the flashy aesthetics of a cruise ship or the firepower of a naval vessel, but what it does have is raw power, logistical significance, and a pioneering role in the evolution of bulk cargo shipping. Whether you're a shipping enthusiast, a student of engineering, or just someone curious about how the world gets its raw materials, the Vale Beijing is definitely a ship worth knowing about. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more videos on amazing engineering marvels like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your suggestions in the comments. Until next time, safe travels and smooth seas. Let me know if you want this adapted for voiceover pacing or translated into Urdu, Hindi subtitles.